West Hamlin is located at 38 degrees north and 82 degrees west in Lincoln County, West Virginia, along the Wyandotte River. It was founded on June 19, 1947, and according to the census, there are 774 people living there. In one of our interviews at the barber shop, he was asked, "How long have you lived here?" Which he responded, "All my life." I then asked, "Has the area changed?" Which he responded, "Not really, it has stayed pretty much the same."
Most of the people seen around town were older than the age of 30. On occasion, we saw a family playing together or going for a walk. Although we did not see any homeless people, we were told that they typically congregate underneath the West Hamlin Bridge during the winter time. This is a homogeneous population, as the residents are primarily Caucasian. And according to one of our resources, 98.3% of the population is solely Caucasian.
The sex ratio for West Hamlin is 43.8% men and 56.2% women. The median age of residency is 42.6 years old, and the majority is age 45 to 64 years old. 98.3% of West Hamlin is Caucasian, 0.1% is African American, 1.6% is two or more races, and 0.9% is Hispanic or Latina. The average per capita income for West Hamlin is $13,000. In West Hamlin, 28% of families and 34% of the population is below the poverty line. No specific data for West Hamlin is available, but Lincoln County has an unemployment rate of 7.6%, and 8% of the population have an education of a BSN or higher.
There were no death rates for the specific town of West Hamlin, but the death rate for Lincoln County was 12.3 per 1,000 people. The infant death rate was 10.2 per 1,000 live births, and the leading cause of death in West Hamlin was lung cancer.
There were not any incident rates listed specifically for West Hamlin, so the following statistics are for Lincoln County. There's a 38.5% obesity rate and a 38.9% physical inactivity rate that equals to about 6,490 people. Also, the annual cancer incident rate was 503.7 between the years 2006 and 2010. This makes the average annual count to be 135 cases. Lincoln County is second only to Boone County as having the highest lung cancer rates in West Virginia. The incident rate of this cancer was 121.9 cases yearly between 2006 and 2010. There are also 6 known cases of HIV in Lincoln County, which has a 31 HIV prevalence rate.
West Hamlin is not a very diverse community, as stated earlier. 98.3% of the residents are Caucasian. There was one Mexican restaurant in the town, but no known cultural festivals.
There are many churches within West Hamlin that range from Baptist, Methodist, to Church of God. The town seems very homogeneous in aspects of people, business, and housing. The lawns are cared for, and some houses have flowers and gardens. There's a welcome sign located at the entrance of West Hamlin that notes the year the town was founded. Also, there are a few local shops that sell handcrafted items.
Overall, the community is pretty close together. There are many close houses and trailers. The air quality index level in 2010 was 38.4, which is worse than average. Also, sulfur dioxide levels were present in this area, but it was not enough for this critical pollutant to pose a health concern. The area contains common forest trees like oak, maple, and poplar. It is also home to flowering trees like the rhododendron and dogwood. Once out of the main area, there was a lot of space between the houses. There were many hills to drive on and small curvy roads. The fauna typically in these woods were white-tailed deer, the occasional black bear, as well as numerous woodchucks, opossums, gray and red foxes, squirrels, and rabbits. The average household size here is 2.2 people. We saw a few playgrounds in the area that were human-made structures. Through the windshield survey, we noticed that most houses were made out of brick, and there were quite a few trailers around used as living quarters. The zoning laws in this town are the same as that of West Virginia's. The people are mainly Caucasian with southern accents. They were very friendly and helpful during the interviews for this project. This town had a lot of natural beauty once you drove through the main part. There were many open wooded areas full of trees and animals. The average rainfall here is 44.2 inches and about 140 precipitation days, and for snow they normally get about 21.7 inches. The Wyandotte and Mud rivers run through West Hamlin, and there's also 2 Mile Creek at the upper edge of this town. This area's climate generally gets 162 sunny days per year, with an average July high temperature of 87 degrees. The average January low temperature is 20.6 degrees, and the comfort index of the city is 39 out of 100. This town is a total of 0.55 square miles, and 0.53 square miles of that is land, with 0.02 square miles water.
High percentages of residents in West Hamlin smoke and have diabetes mellitus. As stated By multiple residents, the most common seen cancer is lung cancer. There are no homeless shelters, health departments, or hospitals located in West Hamlin. The residents can access the Lincoln County Health Department and medical services. Prestera Mental Health is located in West Hamlin and offers services such as mental health clinics, information, and services. The Watershed Addiction Treatment Program is not located in West Hamlin but services the area. They offer drug rehabilitation and treatment for drug addiction and detoxification. There is one family doctor, Charles Vance, that practices in West Hamlin, but residents must commute to the Hamlin area to see any specialist. There are no nursing homes or urgent care facilities and no home health base, but there is a home health agency that services all of Lincoln County, which includes West Hamlin.
West Hamlin seems to be a thriving community. There were various stores, restaurants, and banks that could potentially be places of employment for residents. The unemployment rate is 7.6% here. People shop at the local grocery store, but they also travel to Hamlin to shop as well. Food stamps or EBT cards are accepted here. The median income for this town was $31,880.
Most of the people in West Hamlin get around by their own cars. 71 people have one car, and only 24 people do not own a car. These cars are the generally used form of private transportation. There is also a Tri-River Transit Authority bus for the public that is beneficial for those who don't own a car. There were no taxis or bicycles seen during our time there. There is also a train that travels through the town about 3 times a day. There are sidewalks available for pedestrians around the main town area, but away from this area the train would be difficult for any disabled person. The Lincoln Economic Development Authority is located in West Hamlin, and this committee provides hiking places and trails that cross through some of West Hamlin's woods. The protective services in this town are the Volunteer Fire Department and Sanitation Department. There's no police department located in this town. The water utility company of the area is the West Hamlin Water Plant, and the crimes committed in this area are generally drug-related, and there are some theft crimes. One resident said that a Mexican restaurant was recently busted for drugs, and that methamphetamine is the most common drug used by students. Regardless, residents still feel safe in their homes in this town.
West Hamlin is structured under the Mayor-Council Plan, which is specified in the West Virginia Code 832. Under this code, the mayor and council have authority over West Hamlin and are elected every 4 years on the second Tuesday in June and take office starting July 1st. You must be a qualified voter in the town of West Hamlin to participate in the election and voting. The council meets the first Monday of every month at 6:30 p.m. The mayor is Merrill Gu, and the council consists of 5 other members. The majority of West Hamlin votes Democratic.
The common areas of this town are Geno's and Tudor's Biscuit World. There are no newspapers written in West Hamlin. This town does have televisions and radios, but no news or radio stations. Most listen to country or religious music in the county and watch the news. Formal means of communication are letters and telephone calls. Meeting people out in public is an informal way that people communicate.
There's only one school in the area, and that is West Hamlin Elementary School. It is a public school that looks nice and big and teaches preschoolers through 5th graders. There are 524 students with 1 teacher per 14 students. There's a very large playground behind the school, as well as a baseball stadium and a field. This school contains the only library in West Hamlin, but it seems that it is only accessible to the students there. The closest Board of Education is in Hamlin, West Virginia. This school has an average rating, but an above average rating for teacher quality and parent involvement. There are no dropout rates to report from this school. The extracurricular activities available at the school are the arts like band, chorus, computer arts, drawing, and painting. There is one school nurse named Jennifer Mechanics, an RN and BSN that serves West Hamlin Elementary as well as Hamlin School and Guyan Valley Middle School. There are no school-based health centers in this elementary school, and there are no public or private universities in the area.
There is one park located in West Hamlin. The major form of recreation is at West Hamlin Elementary School. The school offers football, baseball, softball, tennis, and they have a large playground. The residents of West Hamlin have school pride and often show their support at the games.
I was born in West Virginia.
People in West Hamlin have a sense of pride in their community. Its strengths are being able to come together and help each other out in a time of need, as one resident stated. Problems in this area are generally drug-related or burglaries. One middle-aged male resident said there's a lot of drug use around here. And an elderly lady stated we have a lot of problems with theft in this town.
Through our windshield survey, we noticed that many of the residents were smokers. Through interviews, we found that many are also overweight or obese. We believe that the highest problem in this area is preventing diabetes, the cessation of smoking, and knowledge about the signs of cancer. Other than those, the community seemed to be in overall good health.
One of our Healthy People 2020 objectives was to increase prevention behaviors in persons at high risk for diabetes by increasing levels of physical activity and reducing the amount of fat or calories in their diet. Another objective was to reduce the lung cancer death rate by providing information about the signs and symptoms of cancer and increasing healthcare provider visits.
The first priority nursing care plan was an effective therapeutic regimen related to inability to identify, manage, and/or seek out help to maintain health and diabetes, as evidenced by a large prevalence of diabetes in the community and a lack of knowledge regarding management of diabetes. We used the research article Nurse Run Talk-Based Outreach to improve lipids in people with diabetes to help with an intervention.
Another nursing care plan is altered health maintenance related to lack of familiarity with neighborhood resources located in West Hamlin and in Hamlin, as evidenced by the inability to identify local resources, manage chronic conditions such as diabetes, and seek out health care for smoking cessation as well as other chronic illnesses. The article Management of Dyspnea in Patients with Lung Cancer helped us develop interventions for this care plan.
And for our teaching plan, we chose deficient knowledge in the cognitive domain regarding the signs and symptoms of lung cancer related to lack of extensive information, as evidenced by Lincoln County holding the second highest lung cancer rates in West Virginia, and COPD and lung cancer are high causes of death in West Hamlin.